Right, well I've got my fibre here. I use these mesh bags to soak my fibre so that they're easy to put the dye on. I soak them in water. I do add a bit of vinegar and a bit of detergent to it to help it soak, and then I can just spin them out in these bags so you don't fluff up the fibre at all or handle it any more than you need to. So I just lay them out. So this blend is a blend of black dyed merino fibre, white merino fibre, and white silk. And when it dyes, all three of those fibres dye differently. Well, the black merino doesn't take any dye actually because it's already dyed, but the white merino takes a dye, and so does the silk, but at different levels, and it means you get a bit of a different effect. I always think it reminds me a little bit of licorice all sorts. So I think there's a bit of background noise today. It's quite a windy day here on the farm, and I also have a stock pot going in the background with some fibre steaming. Because it's quite cold here today, I'm having to steam set the fibres because it's not really warm enough to get them to a temperature to set. Normally the earth palette dyes will set to be between about 23 to 25 degrees, but I think it's about 13 today, so it's not really going to set. So I just steam set them. I wrap them up in the Glad wrap, or this is pallet wrap actually, and then I steam them for about 10-15 minutes, and that's enough just to keep them warm enough to set the dyes. And then I'll leave them overnight and rinse them out in the morning. So normally I do sometimes four in one colourway. So this is 4, and I just lay the fibre out, and then I put the dye on. Now, what colours first? We might go for rubine first actually. And I just put it on with a squirt bottle. I do give it a bit of a pat with my fingers to make sure it's soaking through. Because the earth palette dyes have got a bit of a thickener in them, it helps them to adhere to the fibre instead of running all the way through. Yep, I might put violet on next. These are earth palette dyes. Actually, this is not violet, this is deep purple. And then we'll go navy blue. When you put these on wet, sometimes it's a bit hard to tell the difference between the two of them. It doesn't appear to be a lot of contrast between them, but you'll find once they're dry, you'll see it a lot more. And then I've got black. Actually, this is brown, sorry. Oh gosh, pretty bad with my colours today. I was just trying to think which ones I'd picked out. But this is brown. So I think blue and brown seem to go together quite nicely. And then this is brilliant red. Wipe my hands off in between each one so we don't contaminate the next colour. And then I'm going to put yellow in. I think I might need another colour in here actually. It's a bit bland. What shall we put? We might put turquoise. Okay, yep, turquoise is good. And then right on the end I'm going to do a bit more rubine. Wipe my hands again, and then we will flip two of them over just to touch up in it on the other side. My dogs are barking outside. Sometimes they bark because a car drives down our road, so hopefully that's all that they're barking at. Okay. Put the rubine, touch up what needs it here on this end. And we'll go back up here. Make sure we get enough. Wiping our hands between. Got our deep purple. And navy blue. Brown. We've got our brilliant red. Whoops. A yellow. And then our turquoise. Wipe up any messes there. Just get a container, put it in. Right, and then I squish it up. Fold in the pallet wrap or glad wrap, whatever you've used. And fold in the ends, and then I would put it in one of these. Now if it was in the middle of summer or if the weather was warmer, I would actually just leave it in this overnight and rinse it out like the rest of the day and overnight, and rinse it out tomorrow morning. But because it's only about 12-13 degrees today, I will actually put it in my stock pot with a rack in the bottom and steam it for about 10-15 minutes, and then I'll just leave it overnight from there and rinse it out tomorrow morning, and I'll bring it back and show you tomorrow morning how it looks. Okay, so this is the Fibre once it's been steam set, rinsed, and it's still wet, so it looks quite compact. But these are 100 grams each of these, and now I'll hang it up to dry, and I'll come back once it's all dry so you can see how much it fluffs up after it's dried. So this is the finished Merino silk tops that I dyed with earth palette dyes. As you can see, this is the way we laid them out to dye them. They've been rinsed, they're dry, ready to use. Okay. Now, to keep mine compact, each one of these is 100 grams. Rather than have them packed away like this, I braid mine so that they're compacted and easy to store. And I just make a chain and then just pull the loop through. Continue doing the same until you get to the end. And then I poke the end or the tail through the last one. And then to store them, I just roll them up, tuck the first tail just through one of them, and then that just keeps them nice and neat and tidy, ready for storing away or ready for spinning. When I want to spin them, I just take the tail, take the tail out, and I leave mine in a braid and just spin it, and when I get close to the chain I pull a bit more undone. So hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up underneath the video and subscribe if you want to have a look at some more. I'm hoping to do a few more now that I've got a better setup to video. I'll see you next time.